Hey, party people. How y'all doing? Welcome to a Freezie moment, right? This is the little spot where I do a little impromptu thing, something be on my mind, and I just turn the mic on and talk to y'all, right? Just turn the mic on and talk to you. Rod Tucker, what's good? Hey, Frankie Cambereri. I think I said, yo, that's dope. Bo Ismail, what's good? Sin Miz is in the building. Rich Boy, what's good? I see y'all. Hey, so I have this thought in my mind. I mentioned it this morning. I want to turn the mics on and chop it up with y'all for a few minutes before Free Keith and Ghetto Intellect get in here and kick in the door. You know, they'll be on right here doing Knicks freestyle at 8 p.m. I have a thought, and that thought is this. Donovan Mitchell will be the NBA MVP if we trade for him and Tibbs is the coach. And look, I know y'all gonna like, oh my God, are you high? No, I'm not high. I don't smoke like that. I don't smoke. I barely drink. I may drink a beer or two every now and then. Right? But my thought, yo, Rodolfo Irizarry, what's good? My thought is this. My thought, a little cold in this room, man. Is my thought is this. Every time Tibbs puts his hand on some type of generational talent, their career takes off. Right? It happened. Think about this. Think about it. It happened with a very young I don't want to give him credit for Barkley, but so I guess he might have been there with Barkley. I don't know. It happened with I think he was with David Robinson. It happened with Derrick Rose in Chicago. Tibbs is the head coach of the Chicago Bulls, and a young athlete. Think about this: a 6'1", 6'2" athlete that's a scoring machine for a team that is in the playoffs, right? A team that's in the playoffs. He takes the young athlete off that team and turns him into the league MVP. Y'all know the story of a Derrick Rose. Y'all know the story in Minnesota when Tibbs was the coach, not the team president, but when Tibbs was the coach, he took two guys and turned them into quality NBA players. That team wound up making the playoffs. Y'all know the story in Minnesota. He got in over his head with trying to call all the shots, and things then start going sideways, right? And then after all that, his latest stop, Tom Thibodeau took a lottery bust, out of shape lottery bust, journeyman, power forward, and turned him into the most improved player of the league. Y'all know the story. Tom Thibodeau in his first season with quality NBA talent is a miracle worker, right? But what happens in the years to follow has always been a question about Tibbs, right? What happens in the years to follow is always the big deal with Tibbs, man. You know what I mean? Y'all understand where I'm going? Am I losing it? Am I losing it? Somebody help me, chat. Help me unravel this thing. Chat, help me think my way through this thing. Can y'all help me think my way through this thing? Am I gone mad thinking about the possibility of what Donovan Mitchell can be in New York? Have I lost it? Rich boy, what's good? Bro, I literally just finished watching Cam Needles, and I'm back, right? And I'm back, right? And I'm back at it again. This is what we do. The grind is real. If you love the Knicks, man, I'm trying to give you all the quality content I could possibly give. If you love the Knicks and you love basketball, I might be your guy. Right? And I'm only going to do this for about 8 o'clock. And then we're going to shift gears. We're going to shift gears and do Knicks freestyle with Free Keith and G.I. They're waiting behind the scenes like caged tigers. They can't wait to get loose. Right? And then after that goes off, we're going to do the Knicks at Night podcast. Bim. So we're doing this Knicks freestyle and then the Knicks at Night podcast. Cash out there and say, hey, man, you done lost it, bro. You done lost it. Bo Ismail says, Mitchell can be a beast. We just can't trade the farm for him. I say trade the farm for him, bro. And Sherwin M says, Sherwin says, good evening. Yes, the Knicks will not win more games with Mitchell. Yeah, they will. I think you're wrong on that one, bro. Donovan Mitchell should have been a Knick since 2017. I'm over him, and I want Victor Wembanyama. Hey, man, I want Victor. I want him too. I want him too. I want Victor too. Vic Dub. I want him too. I want him too, man. But listen, the Donovan Mitchell thing is probably more achievable, right? And to say that is ridiculous. To say that is more ridiculous, man, because usually we are the franchise thinking getting a number one pick is more attainable than getting an NBA superstar. That had been us in previous stops, right? That had been us. That had been, man, that vent is busting over there, bro. That vent working overtime over there, bro. What the hell? Yo, I was in here earlier. I was like, yo, let me turn this just a little bit so I could get. All of a sudden, that vent over there is trying to win most improved player. Hey, so T. Williams says no trade with Danny Ainge. Listen, man, I understand all the trepidation. I understand all the trepidation. And listen, y'all. Hey, so we're gonna be here for a few minutes, man. And I understand how busy it is for the Knicks Morning Drive. So if you got some questions, man, shoot them out here real quick. We'll do rapid fire. Ask others in the chat questions. Ask me questions. All those different things. And since it's an intimate setting, since there's not a lot of us here, what we'll do is we'll just conversate between each other. Right? This is an intimate setting, man. Y'all go ahead and ask all y'all stuff. Y'all go ahead and put all y'all stuff out there, man, and we'll just go ahead and do this. You know what I'm saying? I know others got stuff going on. Shout out to Steph and Tony Crow. I just left from over there. Chef Zay, I just also left for the Love of the Game podcast with Chef and Hardwell. Them my guys, man. I love them dudes, man. Those are my guys. I know it's a lot of stuff going on. And Knicks Universe is probably split between all the different places. But since we here, we got us a nice intimate setting. We all here. We may as well just go for what we know. Cash Out James says, you're actually willing to trade the farm for Mitchell. Yes. Because listen, it's not about the farm, it's how much the farm is worth. It's not about the farm, it's about how much the farm is worth. Our farm ain't worth the same as Oklahoma City's farm. Our farm is not as impressive as the Orlando Magic's farm. But what we could do is sell off that farm for scrap parts, go get a guy, and then we'll be more impressive than them. T. Williams says, if we tanked correctly, Ivy would be here. The whole thing, you are right. If we tank correctly, Ivy would be here. I'm not all for tanking. I think it's not about where you pick, it's who you pick. Right? Remember the Frank Ntilikina draft? We could have had Donovan Mitchell. Remember the Kristaps Porzingis draft? We could have had Devin Booker. Remember the Steph Curry draft? The Steph Curry draft, we could have had Drew Holiday, DeMar DeRozan. We could have had a bunch of guys. Right? In my opinion, it's not about where you draft. It's about the talent that you find and developing them. The picks at Wapo says the picks in Fournier are okay. Jay Will, when you coming back to work? Yo, what's good? Hilarious. Bo Ismail says, look at what they traded Gobert for. Right. Look at what they traded Gobert for. Look at it. Don't think about it, right? Don't make an assumption, right? Look at what Minnesota gave Utah. It's shocking at first, right? You're like, oh my God, they paid this much for defense, for rim protection. They paid this much for. Think about this. The Minnesota draft looks like a gross overpay, right? Until you consider that Rudy Gobert is the 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. That team has all the offense in the world, and all they need is somebody on defense to get that defense from being atrocious to bad. And just by signing Rudy Gobert, that defense goes from atrocious to bad. Now, I know you're like, bad, that's terrible. No, bad's not terrible. Bad is bad. But it's not atrocious. You feel me? And so those picks that they gave up, they ain't gonna miss that because they trying to go on a run. They tired of losing. When you're tired of losing, you get desperate. You make a move. And in my opinion, I think this move will pay off because Chris Finch is an excellent coach. Finch is an excellent coach. Don't sleep on what they're doing. D'Angelo, what's good, my brother? Sherwin says, our defensive standing are different on different sites. We are not 11 on NBA.com. Yeah, hey, Sherwin M, you saw that happened to me the other day. Yeah, that happened to me the other day. I don't know what's going on because StatMuse had Cam Reddish had a defensive rating of like 107, and then I went back and checked it, and it was like 114. Yeah, and I had it on the screen. The screen was my proof. Y'all saw me I put it on the screen. It showed one thing. I went back like 2 days later. It was a different thing. Bo Ismail says, role players with 4 picks. Hey, Bo, I would say this to that, man. No team is going to be in love with role players because role players are exactly that. And you can find them anywhere. You can find them anywhere. Snipes Entertainment says, in my opinion, the Knicks pick up 2 small forwards. We should be good. Like what small forwards though? Help me through this one. Like what 2 small forwards will make the Knicks good if you pick them up? And are you talking about picking them up in a trade? Like trade for 2? Are you talking about getting 2 out of free agency? Are you talking about playing the 2 that's on your roster? Are you talking about some combination of both? Let me know what you're talking about. Dude. Like I just came home. Yeah, I mean, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Bo Ismail says we were sixth in points allowed. Right, right. But we were also low in pace. Teams didn't get as many shots up. I think the correct thing to look at for us is field goal percentage. Right. Look at field goal percentage. I think field goal percentage is probably the what we should be looking at. Right. Because teams are going to shoot the basketball, and we should be thinking like, how often can we stop teams from making baskets? That's what basketball is about. It's a make or miss league, basically. Basically, right? And I had the stat muse defensive ratings up, and I closed the browser for some reason. StatMuse team defensive rating for 2021, 2022. Let's check that out. Field goal percentage against. That's not the one that I'm. Let me go ahead to defensive rating. Portland had the worst defense in the NBA. Surprise. So the Knicks were tied with the Utah Jazz and Toronto Raptors for ninth in defensive rating. Right? Right above us were the Utah Jazz, the LA Clippers, the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Dallas Mavericks, Miami Heat, Memphis Grizzlies, Phoenix Suns, Boston Celtics, Golden State Warriors. D'Angelo says, here's a trade. Obi Quickly and McBride, 2 first rounds for Spider. That ain't, you're not really feeling it, huh? Bim. Yo, so here's the thing, man, with Donovan Mitchell and Tom Thibodeau. The thing with Tibbs is, this magic carpet ride is not gonna last. Fish is in the building. Kaz can be weird when doing stats. Yeah, I know. Eddie C, what's good? I would say this. This group of basketball fans is probably a tad more in tune to in-depth basketball than the ones that I used to rock with back in the day. Back in the day, we used to talk about, man, the jerseys, you need to change the jerseys, man, the mojo. But now you guys are chest deep in things like analytics, advanced stats, trends, right? So let me add. So with that being said, I think me and Sherman are gonna have to go at it on this. With that being said, what are you looking for? See, because saying a backcourt is short is, to me, is topical. It's the top of the argument. Like, what are you getting at? They're short, so what? What's your point? What's your point with a short backcourt? Somebody tell me what it is you're really thinking with a short backcourt. And what we'll do is take a deep dive into if there's validity into that trepidation. If if there is validity and you being trepidatious, then we'll admit that and try to search for answers. Hey, Sherwin M said Chris Paul is short and he can defend, right? And the Phoenix Suns have a defensive rating of 107.3, right? Jalen Brunson is probably the same size. Jalen Brunson plays the same position just about and is about the same size, right? His team is 4, 5, 6th in defensive rating. And Donovan Mitchell is about the same size, and his team is 7, 8, 9, 9th in defensive rating. And you take a player from both teams off of the 6th ranked team and the 9th ranked team, and you put them on a team that had Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier that had the 9th ranked defense, meaning all the pieces are already in place because Kemba, Fournier, RJ, Burks, none of these guys had a great defensive year, right? But they were tied for 9th. But you take that team that was tied for 9th with Donovan Mitchell. Tied for 9th with the Utah Jazz. And you add the point guard for a team that was ranked 6th in defensive rating and a team that was tied for 9th, and ask me how that 9th ranked team that was tied with 2 other teams does not get better defensively. How does the Knicks defense not improve by adding 2 guys, each individual were on a defense ranked in the top 9? Sherwin M says Donovan Mitchell can't keep his man in front of him. Yeah, but there's no stat for that. I need a stat. I need some statistics. I need some proof. Because we don't watch every one of Donovan Mitchell's games. Right? Because if Donovan Mitchell can't keep an elite player in front of him, tell me who can keep elite offensive players in front of him. What defender can keep elite NBA scorers in front of him, right? But if it's just in general, right? What I'm getting at is can Donovan Mitchell defend Fred VanVleet and vice versa? Can Donovan Mitchell guard Jaylen Brown and vice versa? Can Donovan Mitchell guard Seth Curry and vice versa? Just saying, can Donovan Mitchell guard Tyrese Maxey and vice versa? Mitch is my favorite player because teams don't try him. Gobert also scares offensive players. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. Hey, duly noted. Duly noted. The Jaylen Brown thing scares me, but listen, Jaylen Brown could have went for 40 on Evan Fournier, and Fournier is 6'7". The height conversation baffles me because I think it's just a prejudice towards height and not a prejudice towards production. The answer is, man, he just short. That can't be an answer that satisfies people that think about basketball on an intellectual level. Like you just can't be like, I don't like him because he's short. Cats like Eddie C, that those answers are not good enough. You know what I'm saying? Cats like Eddie C need some food for thought. Like just saying somebody is short can't be just the trigger. You know what I'm saying? To say the Knicks have a short backcourt and that's it is not enough to yeah. D'Angelo says, Freezie, are these people kidding me? You go balls out to get them? That's the thing. That's the thing, D'Angelo. The thing is, you have to consider what you're offering. Are you really saying, nah, I'll keep Donovan Mitchell? I mean, I ain't gonna trade for Donovan Mitchell because I'd rather keep Quentin Grimes. I'm good on Donovan Mitchell, man. I would rather keep Obi. Nah, man, Emmanuel quickly had 2 triple doubles at the end of the season, man. I'd rather keep quickly than to trade for a 26 point per game, 26-year-old scoring machine that makes the playoffs every year, 3-time All-Star that played on a top 9 defense. Just saying. Just saying, man. Jay said, Jay is my point, man. Jay, I love you, bro. Hey, Jay, one of these days, you and I have to do a show by ourselves, like with nobody else. Like just 1 hour of the Hat and Jay. Y'all gotta love it when you gotta love it when somebody give themselves a nickname. All of a sudden, Uncle Freezie is the Hat and Jay live on Lawrence Tears. Yo, the Hat and Jay coming to you at 9 p.m. yo. Right. Kaiser Sauce's in the building. Kaiser Sauce says, I'm not blowing up the team for Donovan. What team? What team? Wait a minute. You're not blowing up the team. I love it, man. I love it, bro. I love it. D'Angelo says, quickly is it above average ham? So yeah. Above average ham. Prosciutto on rye with some brown mustard and one of those dark yellow cheeses. Wolfman Freezie. Wolfman Freezie. Coming to you live at night. Wolfman Freezie. Yeah, man. I would say this. Yes, I'm giving up a lot of the young players that we have for Donovan Mitchell. Yes, I'm giving up a number of draft picks for Donovan Mitchell because it's as simple as this. When you get the hammer, you have to swing it because you never know when you're going to get the hammer again. You never know. You just never know. You just never know when you're going to get the hammer again. So when you get it, you have to swing it. Alawa says, Fournier, Rose, and all first-round picks. Y'all be bugging out. Hey, Cash Out. Hey, shout out to Cash Out James. Cash Out James is like, yo, what is Donovan Mitchell? A pastrami sandwich? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. A pastrami sandwich, man. Come on, B. B, come on. Come on, man. Come on, man. Hey, A to Z Media Network says, we saved all this capital for a trade for a disgruntled star. So if we keep RJ, Julius, Brunson, Mitch, then you got to go for Spider. And so the thing is, Brunson and Mitch, you have to keep, right? Because of the they just recently signed, right? Julius and RJ can go in the trade potentially, but I would think you'd like to keep them, right? I'm gonna read one more, and then I'm gonna get out of here because the guys are up next and they ready to rock and roll. All right, this will be the last one I read, and then I'm gonna get out of here. Okay. I kind of enjoyed this, man. This is our little cozy little joint where it's just a few of us and we get to actually talk to each other, right? It's not like the Knicks One and Drive where it's organized chaos, or the Knicks At Night podcast where everybody is like cranky, right? So Danny Lee says Fournier, Reddish, IQ, Obi, and 3 first-round picks. I say let's do it. This has been a moment, a Freezie moment.